26 days till I'm put out of my 2-bedroom apartment in a 10-story building that I've been at for 10 years. I've been living there peacefully, not bothering nobody. I don't bother the neighbors. I bother nobody. I stay home, and that's it. That's all I do. Y'all went out y'all way to get me evicted. I get it. I try to throw it in your face that I'm only paying $50. But still think about it.
I thought you don't bother nobody. You out here throwing it in people's face that you're only paying $50 like you're going around the complex begging? I mean, excuse me, bragging?
Would you want to be punished for a mistake, for one mistake? Or would you want people to show you some type of grace? Nobody showed me any grace. Y'all happy that I'm going to be sleeping in a box. Not really a box. I have a car. I would sleep in my car, obviously. Y'all wishing that on me. Y'all wishing that I do sleep in a box. It's like y'all praying on my downfall. It shows me what type of people y'all are. To prey on a woman's downfall who's just trying to live like everybody else. Ain't we all struggling? Ain't we all struggling? Just because I've paid $50 for the past 10 years don't mean I'm not struggling. I'm still struggling. If I'm paying $50, that means I'm low income. That means I don't have the income. Did y'all ever wonder, oh, maybe there's a reason why she don't have a job? No, y'all didn't care to ask that. If y'all wanted to know why I don't have a job, I would have told you. I would have been real with y'all, but nobody even asked that. So I guess I'm not going to tell you. I'm not just going to come out and tell you.
Well, you know the old saying, first comes the pride, then comes the fall. So, she's been living good for 10 years. So what it appears to be
But I'm
is
struggling.
that, what it appears to be is that she started getting a little bit too high for her bridges. She started getting on her high horse around the complex. Now, I think there might be a bit of cynicism involved here. I mean, I think that because I don't think that's how it works. I mean, it sounds like she's on Section 8 or whatever. They're getting their money regardless because the actual complex would have had to been the one to put you out. So I think it could have probably been something where she got taken off her benefits, but she's just assuming that everybody else is out to get her. But who am I to tell her situation? She seems like she's being honest, and that's according to her, that's how she got up in this situation to begin with, being too honest, right? Not being able to keep her own information, keep her business close to the vest. But let's just address the fact that, I mean, you said you had 26 days till the eviction. That is a lot more time than we're used to seeing. You have a whole month before you get evicted. And according to you, I would expect you to have some type of stockpile somewhere after a whole decade of living on $50 rent. Okay. So I say that to say that you should be able to pivot just fine, right? And maybe you can find somewhere nicer, less expensive. And you might just need to find a job, ultimately. You probably just need to find a job now. 10 years of not having to work, that is an incredible blessing. But you're going to have to brush off the non-existent resume, and you're going to have to probably contribute a little bit to society. But yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, you have 26 days to figure something out. And according to you, you were being honest, you brought it on yourself anyway. So you just have to deal with it. You got to take responsibility for your actions and learn from it, take the lesson, and move better moving forward. Let's watch that other one.
20-year-old mother to a 3-year-old. But I'm struggling to live. I'm struggling between getting groceries for my child and paying my bills. And you would think that considering that I make 23, 25 an hour, I would have enough to live. But y'all, I don't. And I can't understand why I don't have enough to live. I budget, haven't bought no new clothes for myself, haven't got no panties, haven't got no bras, haven't got nothing. I've been focused on my daughter for real. She has everything in the world. She has everything in the world. She does. But as a parent, I'm suffering. And I can't understand why I'm suffering. And I should be able to afford to live. Like, I should be able to do it. Every time I calculate my checks and I get my checks, I'm looking at them. And it should be enough. But each and every time, it's never enough. It's literally never enough. And I'm starting to get very discouraged, because it feels like every month I'm scrambling to figure this out, and scrambling to figure out how to pay this bill, how to do this, how to manage this one, how to add this one, how to put this one in. It gets overwhelming. And not only that, I have to pay daycare weekly. That's $110 a week. $450 a month. Being a teen mom, being a mom in general, is not easy. And I be seeing some people have babies on purpose and choosing to be single mothers. Like, stop.
Shout out to her on a couple levels because, first off, not one curse word was said. So we got to give her credit. She didn't say one curse word and she was still able to communicate her point effectively. Now, I think she's just, a victim of circumstance. Not everybody does have that support at home, right? And sadly, she mentioned she's a teen mom. So she decided to have a kid in the infancy of her earning potential, right? She's at the lowest point of her earning potential that she'll ever be in her life. But she decided to have a kid at this point as well, not to mention she's doing the honorable thing and she's still working. So that means daycare. And from what I've seen, a lot of times, especially when you're at that lower level of earning potential, a lot of times what I've seen of daycare is daycare can dang near make it to where you're like, what am I even working for? I make 1,200 a week and daycare is 800 a week, right? And I'm just pulling those numbers out of you know, out of my pocket, really. But so this is why I say, and shout out to her as well for at the end mentioning to people, hey, don't be making these decisions. Don't have these kids young. So she even advocated for the other people before they can get in her position. So shout out to that. But yes, this is why I say whatever age you are, you don't even have to be a full adult yet. You don't even have to be 18 to make an adult decision that will then turn your world upside down. And a lot of these decisions are decisions of passion, are decisions in the heat of the moment. And then next thing you look up and you have to look at the logistics of your new life and of the circumstances you're in. And it's going to be hard. You made a bad decision early, so it's going to be hard for a little bit. But I think she seems like she has a good attitude. She's been budgeting, which is already a great thing to see. It's just right now the thing that's nicking her is that she's at the lowest of her earning potential that it'll ever be. So she's gonna have to really just endure for a while and just continue to move through the fog. But what it's really gonna do is it's really gonna strengthen her over time, and it's gonna build it's going to build that toughness and that resilience that's going to be necessary as she continues to jump up levels, whether it's in her career or just whether it's in her life in general. So it'll probably end up being a blessing, especially getting it out of the way early. And um, she seems sorry enough to where she's probably not going to continue to add more self-inflicted wounds on herself. So I think she'll be just all right. But ultimately, you see it. Don't make these decisions in a moment out of passion, out of what you call love. You need to evaluate what's really going to come behind that and what that decision has the potential to bring. And you got to weigh it and you got to ask yourself, can I handle this on my shoulders alone? Do not depend on the system because even now, she's got a kid and maybe she thought the system was going to be a little bit more helpful than it is. But she had a kid at the worst time, right? With what they're doing as far as cutting back a lot of these aids for people. So that's why make sure that you can carry it on your shoulders alone. But y'all, we'll leave it there. Like the video. Also subscribe if you want to join Limitless Legion. Cash app link below if you want to buy your boy iced coffee. Tip the channel. And also feel free to join the Patreon as well, where I post self-improvement content on there. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.